welcome guys back to our second episode of coding. I've just started a new scene. I've already got our old stuff. I mean, not second episode, second series. Sorry. Got my tea here, so that's really loud. I'm getting by mic very, very soon. Oops, I really should not open that up. That like freaks. I wish you could exclude the window. I'll have a look in the settings for that. But yeah. As usual, I'm going to be opening up this, and if you don't know, the best way to use Visual Basic is obviously you just go on that and you just can open up here, but we're not on that. On our YouTube tutorial, we're opening up our C#. You can obviously delete what we want there, and now I've got a script inside my I don't know what it is. Maybe project settings. There's like profiles. Preferences, that's what we want. And external tools, as you see here, we've got a special file here, Unityverse Express. And I don't know about the open file. We could try this out, see if it works without it. I was trying a few things and it didn't seem like it was working, but maybe we'll. Doesn't seem like it's working. Okay. So we're just going to open up normally. And so once you do that, it doesn't take long at all, just staying each time to do it. If you want, you can even open it up. That works. You can even open it up like this, and then just go File, Open Project, or you can even just like right click here and select it here. There's a bunch of settings you can choose. We start about 125. Okay. Okay. So today we're going to do something called a menu, and this is something that really was quite hard before. It really was, and I don't actually have an example. I can show you one example of the menu that I built. I've actually built a script for this. I'll just go through this way. No, that's not what I wanted. Open project. C builder. This is for a game I was building. Then we can open scene as startup. Okay. So we've got the particle effects. Obviously, I didn't spend too much time on this, but obviously got the option menu, which flies in and flies back out. We have sliders with various here. This is actually really easy to change. You can just get this value, and every time you change it, you can just update it. I've obviously got menus. See slider. When values change, you can just say, hey, well, your music is now equal to that. So it's really easy, and we'll be going through how to do that. I've also got some music tracks I'll put in. We've got load game, which is nothing. Exit game, which will clear every element on the screen. And then until you quit, which will actually quit if you're not in the application, because Unity doesn't like quitting. And new just is it work. And that just changes if you look at this. Startup. This is not startup anymore. It doesn't delete anything. This is a whole new level. I believe it's called level 1. Regardless, we have that, and I shouldn't have quitted it. So what we're going to do is we're going to put in a new scene, and we still see this one sync. File, YouTube tutorial. That's not so good. We want C# one. And a very nice thing I like to use is I like to use something called the object browser. Yeah, object browser. This means is I can then also, if I want, I can just like open scripts through here. So that's quite nice if you don't have all your scripts there. So we're not going to be doing this without any scripts other than the slider values for our sliders. So as usual, I'm going to 2D mode. As usual, we're going to create canvas. This is where it gets a bit different. So this is our canvas, right? But instead of saying overlay, we actually want to link it to the camera. We're going to make sure this picture perfect, and it's this camera. Yeah, let's see, we got this one. there's a reason behind this. This will make it zoom in and zoom out a bit, like what we had before. We're just going to call this main menu, and we're going to go into animations, animations. So just going to create a few folders. We're going to call this levels, which can just include these. We're going to have one called anim, or animations, I guess, if you want to have it. We'll just go animations. And then we got one for our scripts. It's good to organize it, and you'll find it very useful later on. You also may want a resource folder where you put all your sprites, but we're not going to be using sprites in this tutorial, so yeah. Next, we want to create a panel, and this is how we do, yeah, well, this is how we do it, you know. We just kind of move this over a little bit, make sure it's all lined up, go back here. These anchors, incredibly important. You need to make sure they're all lined up. Very important that they're all lined up. Not perfectly, because it doesn't really matter too much how perfect they are. But it does matter. And that should be enough. Because this will be our scale factor. Right? This is actually going to scale it. And we're going to name this just because it makes it easier. We're going to name this as just the main one. I'm just going to call it main. You can call it option, you can call it menu or whatever. And we're going to actually just duplicate it. Alright. This one will also have its own unique anchors. You may be going, oh wait, will this change the original anchors? No, it won't. Each object can have its own unique anchors. That's pretty good. So this is good. And it's demonstrated by the lines when you click an object. That's the same. So we're going to call this options. It's obviously one options menu. This time, instead of just putting the option menu down, I'm actually going to put it in the menu, middle, and make the main menu disappear. So what we want to do is we actually want to move these both out of the screen. Alright? And it doesn't really matter where they are. Actually, we don't. Sorry. Keep making sure they're back in. Because the problem is, if we move them at the start of the screen, it'll actually be bad, because it means that they'll not really scale properly. So if we start them here, but have an animation that makes them start outside, that's where it's fine. It's very necessary that you use actually use panels here. Very necessary, because otherwise you can't. Otherwise you have to do the scaling thing for each object, which you have to do a little bit of, but not as much. Okay. So I put my computer. I'm just checking. It's okay. Okay. So we're gonna create an animation. I don't actually have animations in this. So this is where we have to just show you how to do this. So what we want is we're gonna have a few things. We're gonna have an animation, which we're just gonna put next to a hierarchy. We're also gonna have a animator, and I'll show you what this means in a second. Yeah, but that's what it looks like. So you can kind of have a good look. So now if we look at animator, obviously it's going to be nothing. So what we want to do is we want to add a few animations. We want to add an animation at the very start. So what we do is we go to this thing called add curve. This is a new animation, and what we're going to do is we can call this option start. Alright? And what it means is we're going to access the transform of the object, and we're going to access its position. And there's no ending position, it's just going to start all the way out here. Move it like that. That way, so if the thing excludes this, you never touch it. And then, same over here, add curve, menu start, transform, position X. This time we're actually surprisingly going to keep this one, because we do want to at the start teleport it and make it slide in. the best way we can do this is we can have, let's see, both of them here. Let's drop it completely. Click here, click copy component, start it back up again, paste the component values, and we'll get it in the right position. So as you see this, that's stupid actually. We want to move it over here. So what this should do now, okay, now we want to paste code values. So yeah, it says here equals slightly. So as soon as it starts to teleport, it starts back in. Now I'll show you what happens. This automatically does it constantly. Option start, obviously it's just an option start. So what we want to do is we actually want to change a few of these. We want to go to menu start. We want to make sure this is not loop time for everything, because we don't want it to loop over and over and over and over and over and over again. We just want to do it once. We want it to next do a few other things. We want to access these animators, so you can just click on them and we can go through them. And we got menu start, and we also got option start. Then now what we want to do is we want to add a few more animations, right? Well, that's the first one, but we want to make this one come in, alright? And then actually, I want to make this one fly out, just for effect. So what we want to do is we want to start a new animation, create a new clip. Under option, make sure you got option selected. Option, entrance, enter maybe. And our option enter will include the exact same thing. We'll add the other stuff that we need. Right now we just want option enter. And the first bit is actually going to be the same as option starts. So what we're going to do is obviously we want to access these variables, and then we're going to go to option enter, and we want to enter these variables, right? We also want to do another one called option exit, and this is where these variables will go, as you can see. So option enter, start, option enter will start here, and it will end here. Copy component, stop recording, make sure this is selected, paste component values, have a look at it. So that's how it slides in. And the option exit will obviously begin in that position. So we're just going to make sure these are all, as usual, not loops. Okay, good. Next, we're going to have a menu exit and a menu enter. And, yep, and a menu enter. So we should have 3 of each. This can obviously be done a bit better through coding, but right now it's fine. Okay, so the menu enter, the menu exit is going to end up here. Oh wow. Okay, menu start, it starts here. Alright, so we're just going to copy these components, then we end here. Good, okay. So menu exit, obviously start here and end here. So it will exit it. Then obviously menu enter, we'll do the exact kind of opposite. It will enter here. Sorry. It will enter here. And will enter from here, ending up here. This will take about a second. So if we just have a quick look at them, make sure they're not looping. Okay, so now we're going to look at the animator. And what we want to do is we want to have a few things. Menu start is always going to be start one. And under menu, we want to have something called a menu trigger. This is going to be menu enter. Alright? Because we want to enter. Well, for our menu, we actually want to exit before we enter. That doesn't really matter what order we have them in, and then we want another trigger. We have to do triggers because booleans don't work. Well, you can't do them in the inspector. Okay, next, we want to 25 hours. This is probably the end of this episode, so we've set the basics, but I will show you. Yeah, we'll actually stop here. Once let's make these transitions, and it's kind of show how to do it. So we're going to exit our menu, and from there we're going to be able to enter a menu and go back out to exit. There we go. So enter our menu will take menu enter. Exiting our menu will take menu enter, and obviously menu exit. And this is obviously going to be menu exit. That's the basic menus, and we'll just do quickly the same for options. But obviously options enter is going to be our first one, so because our option enter will obviously happen before our option will exit. And we can obviously always make these transitions back, so these will just be option enter, make sure these are ones that are easy recognizable and easy, like, you know, name, don't call them like B and A, because they're going to be frustrating later to fix, or not fix, but you know, maybe you have to fix them, maybe you don't, but they'll be frustrating later or not whatsoever. And that'll be what's enter. Okay, what's enter? What the fuck? Okay, so now that's just the basic things. We'll be going over buttons and how to do those in the next episode. This episode is just kind of setting up the basic stuff. So now.